Jamie, Soul Chain 1111. You guys, some real intense gateways, portals, all the things happening these days. Oh, I know it. It's a lot, right? Yeah, it's a lot. We're becoming more aware. We had that 12-12 gateway. We had solstice 12-21-21, and that was like 3. Oh my gosh, all of the things. How I hope you guys have been doing really well. I think what overall energy is we're becoming more aware. We're understanding that our actions impact not just ourselves, the world as well. We're noticing that there are always these thoughts, these feelings, sensations and memories, right? Going on inside of us, just really inside of us. And I think that we're realizing how we've reacted versus responded, right? And how living is actually doing. I'm going to drop some cards. We're going to get an overall energy. All right. I'm super grateful to be here. Thank you for watching and sharing what you do. I'm super honored. Find me on the Facebook, the YouTube. I'm working to switch actual platforms here pretty soon. So that's happening. Yeah, we're just finally realizing that the system and the old programming isn't working, right? So we're working honestly in this world, I feel like, to really create a system that doesn't generate the same problems that it has already because we're tired, right? The sun energy and Sag, all of these things happening, these portals during this holiday season, we're learning from our mistakes, right? That react versus respond. And we're realizing that when we have finally gotten what we want, we actually do like this internal thing for some of us that actually creates running, like a self-sabotage, right? It's like we often sabotage so we don't have to face losing what we're actually receiving, which is abundance, right? So we're learning now with these gateways, these portals that we've been feeling really intensely, especially with this full moon in Gemini, the twins moon, right? That cold moon, how to recognize our insecurities. How are we reacting versus responding when we feel triggered? Triggers, i.e. unhealed traumas that we have not yet dealt with that come up. And with the sun, ruling planet for, Leo, in Sag right now, it's like the energy has been really intense, really dramatic, okay? We're working to really trust our instincts and discern the truth of situations, because we've responded, we're realizing like, oh, fuck, that wasn't the super strength in me. That was that inner child in me that's needing this healing, right? That insecurity. And so we're working like a deer in the headlights. Just talking about metaphors and analogies here now, how these energetic upgrades how we want them to influence us, right? For the better. So trusting in the support of God as ourselves, or external, or the universe, Gaia, whatever it's going to be unique to everybody, right? We're working on how to integrate these upgrades to better ourselves, right? To better ourselves. Working to really figure out our heart's intention, not our minds, right? Because Mercury's in there as the ruling planet for Gemini after this full moon in Gemini, working to serve itself over our heart. And that's not, we're feeling conflicted. That if you're feeling conflicted, could be why, right? So what is our heart's intention is where we're at this point. I know this is a ramble here. I'm a channeler, so this is just coming in, but like, how can we better not just serve ourselves, but as we serve ourselves, serve humanity in a better way, right? Because everything we do, we're realizing has an opportunity to open the doors of abundance, not just for ourselves, but for this universe. We're looking into the truth of each of our situations, figuring out what our hopes are, followed by, and doing so by trusting and diving deep within ourselves for our own goodness, right? Trusting where we feel, like accepting, I should say, where we felt insecure about our shit and how we've reacted because of it versus responded, right? That fear, instead of running and self-sabotaging, when we finally get and start to feel that abundance coming in, rather than like, what can we do different rather than self-sabotage immediately and run away, right? This is that old programming that I'm talking about. So these energetic upgrades, people are coming to terms realizing how our actions actually influence not just ourselves, but the world. Here we go. All right. So I hope all has been well. I hope you guys are doing good, enjoying this holiday time. It's a rough one. It is. I mean, it's a thing. It's a thing. So let's actually, before I dive into tarot, I wanna like get an overall energy here. Overall energy, angels. The sun, yes, 19. So this is 10 in numerology. Completions. Things are coming to full awareness, to full surface, right? We are literally realizing what we want, what we don't want. How have we been living? That has been influenced. And what do we like about how we've been living? What has made us feel better about different areas of our life? Like, what do we want to do more of that? And who do we want more of, right? Who do we need to finally close the doors on within ourselves to do so externally, right? I hope that makes sense. So when we finally get what we want, we need to, one thing that we're realizing, become more aware of what we're doing in those instances to push those away, right? Or are we? All right. So here we go. Facing our fears. Okay. It's a different world we're living in than how we grew up for many of us, right? And so we're just working to overcome this victim mentality. The sun is coming, which means this is the Leo card. And this is about, and the sun has been in Sag. And so this is like, how do we reignite that internal flame within us, that blue flame, right? That gives us strength and helps guide us and stay strong so that a positive outcome is more assured, right? Overall energy, storyline, angels. Thank you. All right, here we go. Knight of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. All right, what else, angels? The Wheel. This is number 10, another completion card. What are we? So for many of you guys, it's like we're making offerings, okay? For many of us, and again, I'm just speaking energy, all right? A lot of people that I read for want to know what zodiac sign each card is tied to. So what this tells me, Page is a young energy, so maybe for many of you, you're starting brand new, whether it be about a business, whether it be a relationship, a situationship, whatever the fuck it's going to be, different for everybody. When the Knight of Cups comes in, this is dealing with our heart. This is our emotions. This could be an offering. The reason it's an immature energy is because it could be a person younger than you, doesn't have to be. It could be an immature energy because it's brand new or something that you want paired with the wheel here. How are you going to reignite it, right? If it's a new energy coming in or an old surfacing, maybe it's just about yourself also. How can you reignite and take more risks? The wheel is also about taking risks. It's about moving forward and finding the balance, right? That sun within ourselves in order to give us the strength that we can have abundance because we're worth that. Right? So the Knight of Cups could also be an offering, an extended offering from the heart, okay? What else, angels? But there's something about it we could feel scared about doing, right? Followed with the wheel. Maybe for some, another way to look at it, there's some completion still to do, right? Maybe this is us becoming more aware. How are we going to throw the dice, right? Maybe first we need to accept how the dice have already been thrown, cope with that in order to move forward next, right? That awareness. What else? 8 of Wands. Whatever this is, it's happening fast. This is momentum. Okay, this is momentum. It could be when you might receive a message. You might want to send a message. Whatever it is, something is guiding you, right? With the Knight of Cups here, sandwiching, and the 8 of Wands sandwiching the wheel, it's perhaps maybe something, and tied in with the intuitive part of the reading that we talked about in the beginning here, is like, how do we trust our instincts in order to dive more into the thoughts and feelings and the sensations based off memories or whatever's happening inside of us, right? Different. How can you trust that? Where to take it, right? Maybe it's an apology. Maybe it's just going with the flow and doing what's necessary for you. What about maybe it's the golden rule: do unto others as we would want done to ourselves, right? Maybe that's what this wheel is all about here, sandwich like it is like, what do I need to fix in my life that's going to be my energetic upgrade? Right? That I need to like take action on, because more than any time ever, perhaps for many, we're realizing how our actions actually don't just influence ourselves, but they influence fucking everything right around us. Our world, our choices impact. The choices we make right now have an impact literally on 500 other choices we have to make, right? And so the energy feels intense. It's like, do I take this risk? Oh my God, how am I going to take this risk? What kind of risk? Maybe it's about, there's a lot of emotion and passion, right? And fear to move forward from the heart, right? Instead of the ego. It's like, maybe we need to take a step back and really just observe how and what is impacting us, our environments, our thought patterns, the old systems, right? And how are we going to reprogram with our own strength in a better, more secure, safe way to make sure that how we impact the world through our choices is optimal. I don't know if that makes sense. So 2 of Swords, maybe for many, you've got a choice to make, right? When the 2 of Swords comes in, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, this is about a decision. We feel blindfolded, very much matching this wheel. Like, we don't know. Sometimes we find, I'm tired of the comfort, right? I'm tired of the comfort. It's too scary to take off the blindfold, but I'm also like, I'm tired of the comfort, and the comfort is when I have the blindfold on, because it's what I've always known, right? So how can I remove this blindfold in order to take this risk that is fucking calling me, right? 5 of Cups. And that I know 100% once I take that risk and focus on my heart, that's what I'm gonna need to do, 5 of Cups, to pull me out of this dense energy of coulda, woulda, shouldas, the past, the focus on what hasn't worked versus focusing on what will, right, in the future. And so maybe what these crows are here doing is pulling off that blindfold for you so that these dice can be thrown, and taking that risk then maybe isn't so scary, right? Maybe it won't be so scary. The Hierophant. This can be about societal constructs, traditional norms, right? It can also be a more spiritual path. For many, it can be, it can be about a marriage, right? Where do I need to break? Because this is, followed with the King of Pentacles in reverse, that I'm holding on to something because it's material, but that it doesn't fit me anymore. 7 of Cups, that is clear as it's in reverse, right? When we have the 7 of Cups come out upright, this talks about clarity. Or upright, it means that we're not clear on something. In reverse, it means something has been made clear. We're just scared, Page of Wands, to jump away from it. This is in reverse, right? To start new. 8 of Swords, after lies and deceit. This is the mirror card, right? 12, 21, 21, 12, 12 gateway. What are we doing that reflects how are we how are we affecting our world internally and therefore affecting our world externally?